What's up, my Electroneum-ites? It's your boy Blockchain Joe back at you January the 8th. Got some interesting information. Well, at least interesting to me. I find it very interesting. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so check this out. Yesterday I came home, checked my laptop as I always do to make sure that my ETN miner is mining in the background, creating those additional Electroneum coins for me so that whatever I have on my paper wallet will stay there and I can have some additional coins to put on the Cryptopia exchange in the event that I want to, do some trade. Came home, looked, saw that it wasn't mining. Went to restart the miner and it said that my public wallet address was invalid. What does that mean, it's invalid? I've been mining since day one. I pulled 20 coins off of this wallet. I used this address before, but all of a sudden now it's not working. So, got on the phone with Che. He was supposed to be here today so that we could discuss this together. Che Feemster. Big shout outs to Che. So we were just chopping it up, talking about it. What could this mean? What could be, what could be the issue? I reconfirmed the address. I put it in several times. I went over each number and letter line, line by line, one by one. Kept giving me the error message. So we just came to the conclusion that because Electroneum is now getting ready to put out their mobile mining application for beta testing, it could very well be that there's some sort of conflict within the system or they're trying to sync the system, because a public wallet address should be should be good for as long as the individual that's using it wants to use it. So we came to the conclusion that Electroneum is getting ready to launch the mobile miner for beta testing. I've already signed up. If you haven't done so, it would behoove you to sign up and register so that you could possibly be chosen as one of those individuals to have that mobile mining experience in beta. Now, that'll allow you to be one of the first people to have bragging rights to say, hey, I had the mobile miner first, screenshots, videos, all that stuff. Bragging rights, guys. The other thing that came to mind was, okay, well, maybe they chose me. Maybe I'm going to be one of those early adopters that they chose to do the mobile mining. So that was the big thing yesterday. Today, guys, a lot of people keep forgetting ETN is new. Everyone keeps calling it an underdog. Everyone keeps saying that it's this and it's that. Look, guys, ETN is a sleeping giant. What does that mean? It's in its Rip Van Winkle mode right now. This thing has only been out less than a month, 2 months, and look at all the gains that it's already making. Read an article today that I wanted to bring to your attention. Number one, we're not an underdog. We Electroneum-ites, and I've coined that phrase and it is in the process of being trademarked, guys, Electroneum-ites. That's who we are. Early adopters, the originals, the ones who believed in the product. We don't believe it's an underdog. We know that it's Basecamp coin, the moon being Basecamp. We know that it's gonna shoot way beyond into the Milky Way and beyond. That's Electroneum. This is a true ICO coin. And what does your boy Blockchain Joe mean by true ICO coin? Number one, you know who the team is. Richard Ells. You've seen his people, marketing background. They're operating like a true Fortune 500 company. Things happen. They make announcements, had some issues. They're making changes, hiring the right people to fix whatever's going on internally. That's a true company. When I worked in corporate America, Nothing ever went as planned. You could try to do a launch, whether it's a new project, new company, you're opening up a new store, or you're developing a new brand. Nothing ever launches on time. Nothing ever goes as planned. So the people who keep dogging ETN and keep dogging Richard, they must have no clue on what it takes to run a successful brand and to manage a successful company. There will always be things. Apple has issues, Microsoft has issues, Google has issues, Facebook has issues, even YouTube has issues. What about Twitter? They keep getting hacked. They keep hacking your boy, John McAfee. It's going to happen, people. What we really care about is, will ETN moon? Will it do what they say it's going to do? Really, we Electroneumites, we know the truth. We know that ETN is a sleeping giant. Again, it's being treated like a real corporate company. Our owner, Richard Els, is doing what he needs to do as a CEO. There were some issues, fixing those issues, deals on the table, signing those MOUs, getting things out. I came across an article today and I wanted to break those things down. The article was entitled, or is entitled, 4 upcoming events that will see a pump. Cha-ching. A pump in ETN's price. I'll put all the links in the description so I don't waste time giving you URLs. CryptoLines.com. Electroneum is one of those underdog coins that we expect to see make major moves within the crypto space this year. It's already making moves. It was also listed among their top 4 coins to watch for 2018, and since then it has more than doubled its price. Given the current positive gains, these are the 4 major events that they think will see ETN's price take a major run up in the coming weeks. The mobile mining experience app. We just talked about that. This is one of the biggest attracting factors for most of its investors. Their mining experience app is expected to work like normal PC mining, as you get mined coins by simply having your phone up and running. The coins targets mobile users, the coin targets mobile users, and by providing a mobile mining app, they aim to capture millions of mobile phone users. It recently announced it will be commencing with the beta testing phase of the mining app, after which the mobile mining app is expected to launch in the coming weeks. We expect to see many more users and token holders after its mobile mining app goes live. Guys, we haven't even seen the iOS app launched yet. Remember, we're only in the Android store. It still hasn't, the wallets have just been launched in the Android store. We still don't have the mobile mining experience, and when it is released, it's only going to be released for the Android users first, and then afterwards you're going to get the iOS experience for all you Apple aficionados. So if I remember reading correctly, there are more iOS users out there than there are Android. I could be wrong. I'm an Android guy. Everything I own is Android except for this Mac that I bought years ago. My TV is a Samsung, my phones, my tablets, everything is Samsung. We're a Samsung household. I bought this Mac just because it had great capabilities for video editing and such. So, mobile mining experience, that's number 1. It hasn't been launched yet on iOS. Number 2. 3 additional exchanges. Now, everyone's speculating why, people are complaining, how come money wasn't spent to get on these other exchanges like they did in Cryptopia. You know, I don't want to go into all of that. All I can say is these guys know what they're doing. It could be that, okay, the exchanges want to see the iOS app, they want to see the mobile mining experience, they want to vet Electroneum to make sure it's just not another altcoin that's going to be dumped onto their exchange and, you know, But we already know the truth. As early adopters and holders of ETN, we know what is coming down the pipeline. You've seen the MOUs, and that's not even the largest one. I went on Facebook yesterday, and someone had sent a message to Electroneum and asked if Zaius was the big behemoth that they were talking about. The person responded from Electroneum, no, we love Zaius, great partnership, we're excited about what's gonna happen, but that is not the juggernaut. You're talking 65 million users on Zaius, and that's not the juggernaut? Guys, I can only imagine what that news is going to do for the ETN price, what it's going to do for our investment in the company. I can only imagine what this next announcement, if that big juggernaut announcement is going to be the next announcement, but that's not the biggest deal in the pipeline. So guys, if that's the case, you can only imagine what's going to happen. People are going to flip a nut when the big announcement goes. And I have to speculate it has to be the online gaming and gambling, because that's one of the things that Richard alluded to in the very beginning when we were getting ready to launch. So, additional exchanges. A lot of people are complaining, again, maybe the exchanges are trying to vet ETN. Maybe Richard has already been accepted by the exchanges, but maybe they have delayed launching it because they want to make sure that all the other components are in place. The mobile mining experience has been tested. The wallets are working properly. Accounts have been freed, because remember, if they launch on other exchanges like they are on Cryptopia right now, a lot of people who still have locked accounts are not going to be able to take advantage of trading their ETN for other currencies. So a lot of those people get left out. And I don't think that it's fair to them that because their accounts are locked that they don't get a chance to get on the exchange to do business. A lot of people are in this not for the long haul. A lot of people are in it because they want to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. So they want to get their ETN and they want to offload their ETN and make a profit. That's business, guys, and we can't be upset with them. If you're one of those individuals, more power to you. I'm a holder. I'm not touching the bulk of my ETN. Why? Because that's my retirement money. That's the money that I'm going to use to support myself when I decide to retire. So again, the exchanges may have said, whoa, you guys need to wait. Or Richard said, okay, we're here. Let us get this all together so that once we launch on these other two big exchanges, everyone will have a fair opportunity to do business. I do know that they will be on another small exchange soon. Another one has said that they will be putting ETN on the exchange, and it's in this article, and I'll talk about that right now. The success of the coin can only be attributed to one exchange, Cryptopia. ETN is currently being traded only on Cryptopia, and recently Next, N-E-X-T exchange, it's a new exchange, it's a small one, announced it will be including ETN on their trading platform. These are small exchanges, and ETN's investors are highly anticipating an announcement of the coin getting into bigger exchanges. Okay, so the moment it gets listed on larger exchanges, we expect to see ETN's price take a major run up, as it will provide more confidence to those still skeptical about the coin's future. If you're still skeptical about ETN and you're still on the fence about it, something's wrong with you. I don't think there has been a coin in recent history, to my knowledge, that is performing the way that ETN is. Look at Dogecoin. It was produced as a joke, and look at the market cap. I'll talk about that in a minute. Huge. So now you have a real product, a viable product, real investors, you and me, real people behind the scenes, founders, CEOs, COOs, technical people, Richard and those guys, real people. They're constantly updating their Twitter feeds, their Facebook feeds are constantly being updated. Not like a lot of these coins where in the beginning there's this huge push and then crickets, nothing. No posts, no tweets, no Instagrams, no anything. These guys are making sure that they stay in constant communication with us. It may not be what we want to hear at all the time, but some communication is better than no communication. Anyways, so we're anticipating the larger exchanges. The moment it gets listed, we expect to see major run-ups. People are still on the fence, skeptical about the coin's future, given that it's currently only listed on one exchange, but more importantly, it will be exposed to a broader audience. Great exchange. A lot of people aren't going to go on the exchange to use it, especially people in third world countries, because remember, they don't care about getting on the exchange and changing ETN for other coins and, you know, yakety schmackety, blah, blah, blah. They just want to get it on their phone, mine ETN, replace their annual income in some cases, or just earn extra money. And as the coins go up, that's going to be their investment for the future, for their family, for themselves, and for, you know, people and loved ones that they care about. So yeah, the exchanges are great and they're important, but with all the new laws that are coming out, especially in the US, every time that you make a trade, you go from one coin to the next. Even if I take ETN and trade it for Litecoin and Litecoin to Ethereum and then back to Litecoin and then back to Electroneum, every time I make a change, I'm going to be taxed on it. So for me, my long-term plan is to just hold, buy and hold. Any cryptocurrency that I invest in, I'm just going to buy it, hold it, and put it away. I'm not going to do any trading because then I mitigate the taxes that I'm going to have to pay in the long run. Are you going to want to keep track of every single transaction that you make, every single move that you do? I'm not going to want to do that. And as an investor, that's counterproductive to me earning a profit. I plan to pay my taxes. I'm not looking for loopholes and ways to get out of, you know, circumventing the government. You know, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. And if you have to pay taxes, pay your taxes. That way you don't have to be looking over your shoulder in the long run, whether, you know, trying to figure out whether someone's gonna, you know, knock on your door and tell you, hey, you know, everything that you now have in your bank, you owe to us, and you owe us, you know, back taxes with interest and all this other stuff. It's just ridiculous. It's nonsense. Give to Caesar what is Caesar's. If you hold long-term, bigger gains, pay your taxes, you know, how much money does one person really need to live off for the rest of their life? Anyways, I digress. So a lot of people may not necessarily be looking for exchanges. A lot of people just are looking for investments. So maybe getting on larger exchanges is not important to some people, but there are, I think maybe the majority of the people are looking for those exchanges because people are in this for trading purposes and, you know, making gains and moving money and doing all kinds of stuff. So partnerships, that's the fourth thing. More partnerships will see the coin skyrocket in price, like we've seen with many other coins such as Ripple. Got some information about Ripple too. Currently, they have at least 2 MUD or partnerships signed. Its recent price increase came after the company announced it had a MUD with Zaius. That's a telecom company. We already know about that, headquartered in the US, operating on 6 continents with an average of 1 billion worth of monthly payment transactions a month. Huge numbers, 1 billion transactions a month. That's no small number to sneeze at. That's a lot of transactions, a lot of movements. Ubiquity, 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 mass adoption, mass adoption, mass adoption. When you have that many transactions happening, partnership with this company, you can only see Electroneum go up and up and up. And even if it's a slow growth, that's good growth. We want stability, we don't want volatility. This partnership saw its price move from around 8 cents to a new all-time high of over 22 cents. ETN's management also assures its investors they have a much bigger partnership in the pipeline, which should be announced in the coming weeks. This should see ETN's price take another major roundup. My advice to you guys, if you have a small amount of ETN that you want to put on the exchange, Cryptopia, in order to take advantage of that price spike, I would suggest you do that. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just suggesting that if you want to take advantage of a possible price spike, The only way that you're going to be able to do that is already to have a small amount of ETN, not your entire life savings, not the bulk of your position on Cryptopia. Why? Because you already know that once this starts to happen, the exchanges get bogged down. Transactions can't happen, you can't take advantage, and by the time you take you try to get your position in the market, the opportunity is already gone. That's why I have already put 100 coins on Cryptopia, so that way if it spikes up, I can pull a few $100s out and be able to say, hey, I made my first gains with Electroneum. So here's that little tweet where the person asks, Electroneum just signed an MOU with telecommunications and payments giant Zaius. You can check out all the statements on your blog, blah, blah, blah. And then Crypto Dollar Sin asks, and this is January 5th, I'm curious if this was the mega deal Richard has mentioned a few times, or is that one still in the pipeline? Question mark. Electroneum team, any comments? Electroneum, January 6th, a day later, someone responded, hi, just a quickie, as we're all still working on the transaction system overhaul. Transaction system overhaul. Guys, it's time to hold. What do you say, Yoda?
Time to hold. ETN, you must. Do not give up. Hold. Stay the course.
Even Yoda knows, guys. This is huge. But no, this is not the biggest deal in the pipeline. So, it's a great deal. Caps, great. And we love, LOVE, the Zaius team, but there is a monster still coming that's going to take a bit longer to negotiate. Both sides are keen. In other words, both sides are chomping at the bit to make this thing happen. So guys, that's all I have for Electroneum. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this Crypto Royalty Awards. Again, links are gonna be in the description. January 23rd to 26th, 2018, Crypto Royalty Awards. Suggest and vote your favorite nominee for each of the 15 categories below. January 1st, 2017 through the 9th, 2018, accepting nominations and votes. January 10th, 2018 through the 26th, vote for final top 4 in each category. So you have top blockchain. Electroneum right now is in the #1 spot. Ba-boom-ba. Top blockchain advisor, Richard Ells is currently in the #1 spot. Top blockchain community manager, Ibi Ben-Ali. He's currently in the #1 spot. And down here, you've got all these other ones that are within these categories. Top blockchain developer, Richard Ma. Top blockchain exchange, Binance. So far, these are all #1 picks. Top blockchain founder, Richard Ma. Then we got top blockchain fund manager, so on and so forth. I'm not going to go through all of them. Links in the description, guys. Make sure you get every single person, even if they're not holding ETN and they're friends of yours, get them to select all that apply to Electroneum so that we can also send Richard and his team to the moon in terms of the Crypto Royalty Awards. So next thing on the agenda, guys, Ripple. So we already know Ripple is not a decentralized cryptocurrency. We already know that a lot of the banks are looking at adopting Ripple as a payment solutions for their business. This article talks about Ripple gateways can freeze users' funds at any time. Now, if you are into decentralized currencies, cryptocurrencies, you already know that the whole point of cryptocurrencies is to decentralize the system, anonymity, and not allow banks to be a part of this thing that's growing. The article says Ripple has been the talk of the town lately thanks to its rocketing value and growing market capitalization that's making eyes at Bitcoin. $1,000 of XRP bought a year ago would be worth $500,000 today. But away from the price action, there's an issue bugging Ripple that just won't go away. It's been alleged for years that Ripple Labs has the power to freeze the balance of account holders. If true, it would be a major cause of concern, especially for proponents of decentralized currency. If you hold Ripple and this is actually true in the future, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now, who knows? If the banks decide that they are going to adopt this payment system and they want to freeze people's accounts because the government decides, well, you know what, you're not paying your taxes, or you don't reveal who you are, where your money's going, and they're going to freeze your accounts until they're able to ascertain what's happening. That's going to be bad news for anybody who holds Ripple at that point. And for anybody who has thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of Ripple coins, that could potentially translate to hundreds of millions of dollars being frozen. I don't own any Ripple, thought about getting Ripple, really holding on to Electroneum. But if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I have a major announcement to make. So you gotta stay till the end of the video to see what it's about. I think it's a major announcement, and I think you'll agree with me that it's potential big news. Anyways, so that's what's going on with Ripple. Brazil's government plans to process petitions and write laws on Ethereum. We already know Ethereum is one of those, technologies that's going to change the way smart contracts and things like that are done, voting. So I'll do another video on that, but I'll put the links in the description for you guys. The Ethereum blockchain platform could revolutionize financial securities. This is a cool article because it talks about, let's see here. No, I don't want that. Initial coin offerings have raised more than 40 billion USD since 2013, and government agencies are analyzing the regulatory implications. Some tokens issued through such an offering may be considered securities tokens. There's a lot of pushback that's happening right now, guys, in the cryptocurrency space. China, South Korea, North Korea, Venezuela is now trying to create their own coin that's backed by oil. So there's a lot of pushback that's happening, and there's more that's going to happen. A lot of people already know about USI Tech and what happened there. So you see, there's more movement happening in regards to things getting shut down, and some countries are looking at this thing, kind of cross-eyed and trying to figure out, do we really want to, allow this to happen? And I think we're going to see a lot more of that happen as 2018 progresses. A new decentralized protocol, however, is setting out to make it easier than ever to issue asset-backed blockchain tokens, and that includes securities. Polymath facilities securities tokens on the blockchain through a network of coordinated participants who are incentivized by Poly, P-O-L-Y, or our native token. Polymath founder and CEO Trevor Koverko tells CNN, "We've created a new token standard that bakes requirements such as KYC, which is know your client, and AML, anti-money laundering, into the tokens themselves." The Polymath platform is designed to lower the barriers for businesses and issuers of financial products to launch security tokens on the blockchain. By introducing a simple marketplace for securities issuance and security trading, Polymath platform helps to bridge the gap between traditional securities and blockchain-based asset ownership and investment opportunities, says the former NHL draft pick turned Silicon Valley entrepreneur. The Polymath network will be an open protocol. Interesting to see where that's going to lead and what's going to happen there. Link will be in the description. The Ethereum blockchain platform could revolutionize financial securities. Again, Wall Street trying to come into Main Street. Main Street already adopted the blockchain. We're the ones who blustered it. Now all of a sudden they see the potential and they want to get their crummy little hands in there and try to grab as much as they can. Guys, this is what we're going to be looking at for the next few years. So put your Nikes on. It's gonna be time to do some running. PayPal CEO says Bitcoin unsuitable. Here's what he's likely excited about. Really don't care about PayPal CEO, not interested in what he has to say. Again, this is just more of the establishment trying to get in on what we already have. So who cares? CEO Dan Schulman told the Street, which is here, thestreet.com, that his company is all about innovation, but not just surrounding Bitcoin. Sure, PayPal delivers on its promise to make managing and moving money for both consumers and merchants easier, but don't look for a crypto exchange on PayPal's Venmo anytime soon. And I agree, there is a huge problem with the blockchain in terms of fees, how long it takes to move things around. The barrier to entry for a lot of newbies is high because you've got to go and create accounts here just to buy Bitcoin there, to move your Bitcoin to this location in order to make a transaction on that exchange. There really needs to be a one-stop shop place where you can go, you know, do a transaction just like I did on Square Cash. I needed to send money to someone. I looked them up in my contacts list, put how much I wanted to send, hit send. I verified with my fingerprint, money was sent. And yeah, you know, the blockchain technology and everything that's happening is still new. So it's gonna take some time for us to get there, but I think there are enough smart people in this space that we can make that happen a lot faster than they're doing right now. There are too many systems, too many places you have to go in order to do a transaction. And the fees are way, 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 way high. And that's another reason why Electroneum is gonna hit them right in the nose. You know, so these guys, you know, they're really not interested in Bitcoin and, you know, all these other things. They want to create their own blockchain technology, and you know, who can blame them? You know, they want to maintain control of the system that they're already in because they want to try to force people to continue to go there. But we're smart, we're not dumb. We're not going to go for the banana in the tailpipe. We're going to continue to do what we're doing, which is forging ahead, blazing new trails, adopting new cryptocurrencies and new technologies. He says right now, I think we're seeing this maybe more than ever. The volatility of the cryptocurrency market is actually unsuitable to be a real currency that retailers can accept. He doesn't know about Electroneum yet because he wouldn't be saying that. Electroneum is going to be one of the most mass adopted cryptocurrencies, and people are going to be screaming that from the mountaintops. Retailers are already accepting it. You know, we've got that big deal with, you know, telecommunications giant Zius. Anyways, because retailers have very narrow margins, and when they have Bitcoin bouncing up and down by 15% over a couple weeks period, that can be the difference between profits and losing money on every sale. I agree. That's business. That's why I like the stable growth of Electroneum, because you can, and I hope it stays stable even when it starts to scale, the price starts to scale. I hope it stays stable and it's not volatile up and down, because then you'll have more retailers, like he's saying, adopting it as a payment system, and they don't have to worry about, okay, well, is the price going to fluctuate by thousands of dollars overnight and we're going to lose money? Profit margins are slim. People are in business to make money, not to be in charity. That means every retailer who accepts Bitcoin, such as Overstock.com, has to trade in the cryptocurrency for fiat currency to lock in value. So what he's saying is that Overstock.com has to trade in the cryptocurrency or exchange it for fiat to lock in the value. And there's a fee for that, and we already know about the fees. It's not an efficient way to transfer value. I agree. Says the director of equity research, Chris Brendler at Buckingham. It's not a consumer-friendly process, and I've been saying that for the longest. Systems. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're new to the channel, go back and look at the other video that talks about too many systems. It's not a consumer-friendly process, and it's not a merchant-friendly process, and I agree. Bitcoin won't take hold at a firm like PayPal until there's much wider consumer adoption. Moshe Katari, managing director at Wedbush Securities, said. And again, that's another true statement. But I don't think Bitcoin was ever expected to fully be a payment system. It's now more a great store of value and investment than anything else. I would say it's more in years for such a widespread consumer adoption of cryptocurrencies. PayPal, for its part, is unlikely to even consider adopting crypto to its platform until consumers use it regularly, and that's going to happen. And again, I'm hoping that Electroneum is going to be the one at the forefront of making that happen. We'll see some major gains. Our money will grow. Our investment in Electroneum and our belief in the company is going to then scale and skyrocket. So again, links in the description, guys. The next thing I wanted to discuss, very, very important. I know that a lot of you own Ledger Nanos and other cold storage devices. I came across this article 2 days ago. And I had to point this out, guys, because there was an individual who had his life savings stolen off a Ledger Nano that he unwittingly bought and didn't realize that the person who sold it to him had already opened up the box, took out the seeds or the passphrases, and somehow put back on that scratch off silver thing that's on there. So apparently this guy's hardware wallet, which we all regard as one of the safest means of storing Bitcoin, at least some people do. I really don't think it's the safest because, again, it's new technology. You don't know if the data could get corrupted. I know that I've heard people say that you know, Ledger Nano gives you some sort of warranty or something as to where if something happens, you know, they'll take care of you. But I'd like to see them fulfill that promise. If you have $100 million on the Ledger Nano that is corrupted and you can't get it back, you know, if someone has that experience at some point, let me know about it, because I'd really like to know how you make out. So this guy's life savings was stolen from the Ledger Nano. So it was a third-party purchase. Again, he had $34,000 worth of crypto on it. He went ahead and set up his Ledger Nano. He bought it off of eBay. So the man in the middle thing happened where the guy who sold it to him, or the person who sold it to him, had already installed their own seed. So this guy lost $34,000 worth of crypto. The guy, the third party, whoever sold it to him, inserted their own recovery seed. The buyer then unwittingly began using the wallet, unaware that the default seed they were using had not been randomly assigned by the manufacturer. And again, just like this article suggests, I suggest you do the same thing. Anytime you buy a new Ledger Nano, you go ahead and redo the confirmation seeds or the code words. Don't trust what is in the package, because we're in a whole new territory, whole new space. This is the wild, wild west. You have people out there, all walks of life, from all countries, looking for ways to defraud you of your money. And it's becoming more and more prevalent, and you're hearing more and more things about this happening in the cryptocurrency space where people are being taken advantage of. So he says, I have not used my ledger in a week. Today I decided to check the value of my Ripple, XRP, Litecoin, and Dash, only to discover that all of them showed up as zero and had been transferred somewhere else yesterday, all around the same time at 7:30 p.m. And again, this article was 2 days old. So today is Monday, Saturday, Friday, or Saturday this happened. I'm not sure how this is possible, as I have not accessed my ledger in a week. The victim was initially confused as to how the attack could have been successfully pulled off, before eventually twigging, I don't know what twigging means, that's a term I've never heard, that the eBay seller must have tampered with the device. After sharing his story on Reddit, Ledger reached out to Moody Rocket and encouraged him to report the crime to bring the eBay seller to justice. And there's a little picture here with the Ledger Nano and the passphrases or seeds or keys. So they also show another one here where this little area here that you would scratch off with a coin to get to that access. The odds of the British-based victim getting his cryptocurrency back are remote, obviously, duh, but his losses can at least be the community's gain. The widespread attention the tale has received serves to highlight the dangers to anyone considering purchasing a hardware wallet from a third party. Auction sites, unaffiliated vendors, big no-no, and merchants who have no formal partnership with wallet manufacturers should all be avoided. A lot of people get desperate. They want to get their coins onto something safe, and that's why I've told you before you even make a purchase, do your research on how you're going to do the 2 P's. Purchase and protect. Purchase and protect. 2 P's. You got to figure out how you're going to do the purchase. Do I need to go to Coinbase, CoinMama? Do I need to go to GDAX? How am I going to do the purchase? Do your research first. What ID confirmations am I going to need to give up? Do I need to give up driver's license? Do I just need to take a picture of my face? Do I need to have a piece of mail? What information am I willing to give up? Because remember, we don't know where this information is being stored, who has access to it. Purchase and protect. How am I going to protect my investment? Are you going to use cold storage, Ledger Nano S? Are you going to use a paper wallet? Are you going to use an old phone that has no access to the internet, no data, and you've downloaded a few apps to store your stuff on? Is that how you're going to do it? And if you are downloading applications off of the App Store, whether it's iOS or Android, you want to make sure that before you even push that download button, that you are vetting the developer, because there are tons of apps out there right now that have nothing to do with Bitcoin, Ethereum, but it says Ethereum, and when you look and read the comments, you'll see that there are a lot of people on there who are pissed off because they were taken advantage of or they lost their money. And the app stores need to do a way better job of vetting these applications. If you go on the Android store right now, you'll see that there, at least at one point, there were several Electroneum apps out there. So can you imagine if you downloaded their wallet and deposited all your Electroneum to that wallet, and then it's like, okay, well, that's not Electroneum's fault. That's your fault. You have to do your due diligence as an investor and make sure that your money doesn't get stolen. So the vast majority of resellers stocking wallets such as ledgers and tracers have no intention of meddling with the devices, but it only takes one unscrupulous entity to interfere with the wallet and pass it on to an unsuspecting buyer. So again, not that Ledger and Tracer would allow this to happen, but remember, you're talking potentially hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of millions, millions of dollars. So it could be a crime of opportunity. It could be someone within the company that has just said, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna, plant some stuff in all of these, about 50 different ledgers. I'm gonna send them out into the world and see what they come back with. We have to be careful. This is brand new territory that we're, traversing through. It's the wild, wild west out there, guys. You have one opportunity and one opportunity alone to protect yourself and your investment, and you cannot play around with it. Okay, so the eBay seller who duped Moody Rocket had gone to great lengths to orchestrate the scam. The seed is meant to be generated by the device, but this purchase came with scratch-off paper that revealed the seed. Despite the security of hardware devices themselves, the weakest link is always the people using them. Even a raft of anti-theft tech can't atone for human error. Had the victim reset the device and created a new seed, he would have been fine. When presented with convincingly forged documentation, though he naturally felt safe, and sticking with the default seed. Purchasing hardware wallets directly from the manufacturer may take longer and cost more, but the alternatives just aren't worth it. So I don't know what comes in a Ledger Nano or Trezor box when you get it. I don't know if a scratch off thing comes with seeds. Could very well be that these instructions don't even come with a typical Trezor or Ledger Nano. So if you're new to the space and you don't know what comes in one of these boxes, go on YouTube, look up some unboxing videos, see what people are pulling out of the boxes, and that might give you an idea. If that still doesn't help, jump on the company's website, send out a message, ask someone from the company to verify what does come in the box so that you know, so that you're not duped and taken advantage of. Again, links will be in the description, guys. And let's see, I think I've already covered that USA Today article. No. All right, so Dogecoin. Doji, people. Created as a joke. It already has, it just broke 2 billion with a B for its market cap. Sleeping giant, Electroneum, underdog, Electroneum, as people like to call it, underdog. If Doji can break its 2 billion market cap, what does that mean for Electroneum? So it was created as a parody and named after an internet meme. Now has a market value of more than 2 billion with a B dollars. Dogecoin crossed the 2 billion barrier on Sunday, around 2 weeks after it first touched the 1 billion level on Christmas. The digital currency traded as high as 0.018773, putting its market capitalization at 2.12 billion according to CoinMarketCap. Data from the cryptocurrency site showed Dogecoin's current market value is about 1.98 billion as of January 8 at midnight, and traded at 0.017535 per token. That's roughly 69% increase compared to levels seen during Friday's Asian trading session. Last month, the virtual coin rose more than 400%. 400% briefly topped 0.0107 in late December. As of Monday, that's today, there are a total of 43 cryptocurrencies with a market cap above 1 billion, 43 people. The largest of those, obviously Bitcoin. It traded at 15,763,000.34 as of 1:15 p.m. According to industry site CoinDesk, that puts its market cap at around $264 billion. Wow. Dogecoin is an example of an altcoin, which are peer-to-peer digital tokens that descended from Bitcoin. The more popular ones include Ethereum, which topped 1,000 for the first time on Thursday, and Ripple, which we saw a staggering 35,000% jump in its value last year, 2017. Dogecoin, for its part, was created in 2013, and its mascot is a Japanese Shiba Inu dog, popularized by an internet meme that dates back to 2010. The creator of Dogecoin positioned the virtual token as the internet currency that can allow users to easily send money online. There are several ways to get Dogecoin. Users can buy them at online exchanges, get tipped in the cryptocurrency, and even mine them. So, you know, it's interesting to see a coin like Dogecoin reach the levels that it has reached, and I don't know of any marketing, I don't know of any big MOUs that have been signed, but those are huge numbers, guys. So again, it's it's imperative that you guys hold on to Electroneum. And I'm not talking for a few weeks, a few months. We're talking a long-term hold. Put it away, forget about it. And I don't mean totally forget about it. I just mean don't run to the exchanges every day looking to see the price and, oh, it's this, it's that. You know, it's a long play. It's a long-term hold. If you're constantly checking and checking and checking, you're going to lose your stomach. You have to be able to withstand the dips and withstand the highs, because you're going to be tempted to pull out when it's low because you're afraid. You're going to be tempted to pull out when it's high because you want to make money. But remember, Bitcoin started at 8 cents at one point, and now it's at $16,000 a coin. Now, I'm not saying that you have to hold on to your Electroneum forever. What I'm saying is, the longer you hold it, the better the gains are going to be. You keep up with the company, you see what's going on with their roadmap, you listen to what's happening in the news, you take note. You know, every now and then you check your Electroneum price, and you know, you just keep it stashed and keep it safe. So the virtual currency's meteoric rise in recent months has the project's creator expressing concern about market excess. Jason Palmer, the founder of Dogecoin, who left the team in 2015, told cryptocurrency news site CoinDesk that it was telling that the token saw such a sharp jump in price even when the project hadn't released a software update in over 2 years. See what I'm talking about? No software updates in 2 years. Electroneum's doing their thing, MOUs, update of the app, boom. You know, new things coming out the pipeline, big deals coming up. Guys, in 2 years, you know, Electroneum can be $1,000 a coin. Where would that put you as an investor? Where would that put your financial position 2 years from now if it was $1,000 a coin? Think about that. The total value of cryptocurrencies is over $750 billion according to CoinMarketCap, and Bitcoin dominates around 34% of the market. The most significant contributing cause for altcoins to rise so parabolically is owning to the perception of cheap coins. So people think, you know, it's a good time to get in, 1 cent, you know, maybe it'll do Bitcoin, maybe it'll moon, maybe it'll do all these things. A lot of people have FOMO, that's driving the price as well. The two most well-known cryptocurrencies, i.e. Bitcoin and Ethereum, are considered too expensive for most new entrants. Despite being able to purchase a fraction of each, there is real psychological barrier around owning something that is owning something in its entirety. In other words, a lot of people, including myself, had a hard time buying into Bitcoin when I was told it was $2,300 a coin. I thought that was way too high. Obviously, Monday morning quarterback, you're looking at the price now, $16,000. Yeah, that was pretty cheap. But a lot of people want to own a whole and not a piece of. And I think that's the psychological barrier that a lot of people face when they come into this cryptocurrency space. Well, I can't afford a whole Bitcoin, so I'm not going to invest. But what they fail to realize is that Bitcoin's parabolic growth, even if they had only bought, you know, a fifth of a coin or a third of a coin or half of a coin or, you know, whatever of a coin, they could have still made some serious money. And I think that's one of the reasons why Electroneum just flew off the shelf when they were doing their ICO, was that you could buy 1 coin for 1 penny. It was a 1-for-1 deal. And even now, it's a 2 decimal place system. So when you go in, you're not looking at Satoshis, well, you know, I'm 0.00000 whatever, you know, Bitcoin. No, it's, you know, you either have a whole or you don't. You know, you can either buy a whole one or you don't buy a whole one. It's 19 cents. I'm going to buy 16 at 19 cents, or I'm going to spend $300 and get X amount of coins at 19 cents. So it's a psychological thing, like this article is talking about here. You know, a lot of people want to own a whole of something, you know, not a fraction of something. A buyer, he explained, would feel better knowing they own 2,000 Ripple tokens, which would cost a little over $6,000, rather than owning less than half of a Bitcoin at the same price. And again, I think that's one of the barriers that people face when they come into this cryptocurrency sphere, is that, okay, well, they can't wrap their head around that. And yeah, it sucks for them. I know there's going to be some people saying, oh, that's it, but you know, it takes all kinds of people, you know what I'm saying? So give them a break. Chapman also said there's a mindset among new investors that they have missed the upside opportunity with cryptocurrencies that have already demonstrated incredible returns. And again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, you know, a lot of people think those coins are too expensive, but you know, the experts and the pundits predict, you know, $40,000 this year for Bitcoin. So if it hits $40,000, are you going to look at $16,000 as being cheap? I could have bought one and made $40,000. You decide. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, guys, was the fact that BitPay and Visa are no longer partners outside of the United States. There is an article that came out that said that Visa is pulling out. Apparently there's some issues. So if you are not in the United States and you own one of these cards, you're probably not going to be able to continue to use it much longer. I know that the article said that they will continue to refund people's monies, but apparently anything that has a Visa logo on it outside of the United States is no longer going to be viable. And again, I think that's part of the pushback that's happening from a lot of these bigger companies. Maybe it's coming from the government. We already know what happened to USI Tech. That could be a sign, guys. That could be the tremor, you know, that's happening in the industry. So we need to keep our ears to the ground and look for these little signs, because it was no small feat for Visa to say, okay, we're gonna allow people to put cryptocurrencies on a card with our logo on it, our brand, our reputation, our history of doing business, and then all of a sudden pull out, because I'm sure it was a lot of work to get to this point, and then having to pull out. I'm sure that there were some major concerns, or something happened as to why they decided to do that. Ripple's value rises amid rumors that Western Union may adopt the blockchain. So again, we were talking about Ripple being not part of the status quo in terms of being decentralized. Isn't that right, Yoda? He's not part of the team. He's not part of... Yoda's so cool. He's not part of the force. He's not, you know, Ripple is not, he is a... Jojo, who are those guys from the bad guys on Star Wars?
Empire?
Yeah, he's from the Empire. See, my son knows. He's a big Star Wars, not like me, but I'm not big into it like him. But anyways, he is, you know, they're imposters trying to get into the Jedi Temple. You know, if Western Union obviously adopts Ripple, that means, again, it's part of the system of the status quo. It saw a surge in price following rumors that Western Union is considering using the blockchain as the basis for its money transfers, you know, reported by Business Insiders. Following the news, Ripple saw its value rise by 20%, which is huge. Western Union stock closed out the day on a 5% rise. However, both companies have declined to confirm the rumors. So they've declined to confirm. They haven't outright declined and denied it. So, you know, that deny, you know, no admission is still an admission. you know the whole thing. That being said, Ripple, which owns XRP, and Western Union have worked together in the past. In 2015, the two companies worked to develop a program for distributed payment protocols. While the collaboration between Western Union and Ripple could not be confirmed, Ripple's official Twitter account did send out a tweet saying that 3 major financial firms intended to make use of XRP in 2018. The tweet appeared to be in response to New York Times journalists who said they were having trouble verifying some of Ripple's customers. So again, KYC, know your client, AML, it's going to play a huge part in Ripple. If you own Ripple, you can expect to at some point have to give up a lot of information about who you are, where you're from. You probably have to send in some sort of DNA, sample. I'm just kidding. You probably won't have to do that, but they're going to want to know who you are. Remember, you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Terrorists can get their hands on this stuff. People can be funding terrorism, do all kinds of illegal dark web things. Who knows? But just know that Ripple is going to be one of those coins that if you own it, it could become problematic for you. If Western Union does go through with its rumored partnership with Ripple, it would be a massive boon to the emerging cryptocurrency. In addition to Western Union, a group of Japanese banks are currently testing Ripple's blockchain technology for use in money transfers. Japanese, they adopt. They're always at the forefront of adopting things. Bitcoin is now legal there as currency. So transfer Bitcoin to Ripple, Ripple to Bitcoin. You're in Japan, konnichiwa. You're spending, you're buying, you're doing, you're using your phone. Hopefully Electroneum will be a part of that deal. So, in addition to Western Union, Japanese banks, meanwhile, England's Standard Chartered owns part of Ripple. Banks, again, not part of the team. XRP has been in the spotlight since the end of December when the coin saw a massive surge in value. While a single XRP only costs $3.10, it remains the second most valuable cryptocurrency right behind Bitcoin. The second most valuable cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin. Let's see, in terms of market capitalization. So, in terms of market capitalization, it remains to be the second most popular coin. It is currently worth more than 120 billion in terms of value for a single token. It still trails behind several rivals, including Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. And I'm sure that they'll be trailing behind Electroneum at some point too. Right now, the coin appears to be poised to continue its upward trajectory, particularly given the volatility of Bitcoin. However, it remains to be seen whether or not XRP can become a sustainable alternative to traditional currencies and money transfer. The currency's increased fortunes have been particularly good for Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen. He reportedly owns 5.19 billion XRP tokens, making his net worth roughly 14 billion. That's a lot of scratch, people, a lot of money. So we covered Electroneum, the 4 upcoming events that will see it pump ETN's price up. We've covered the Crypto Royalty Awards. Guys, don't forget to go in and vote for Richard Ells, vote for Electroneum. Let's shoot these guys to the moon. All of this notoriety is going to send ETN into the stratosphere and beyond. So anything we can do to push the value of the company as investors, we need to do it. We also talked about Ripple, Brazil adopting Ethereum, the Ethereum blockchain, PayPal, so on and so forth. So I promised you guys at the end of this video, if you stayed, that I would give you what I consider to be a major announcement. So let me go in and see if I can grab that information. As a matter of fact, I'll just do it on my tablet so you guys don't see the screen, because I cannot let too much of the cat out of the bag, maybe just the head. Let it meow a little bit, but I can't let the claws and everything out because I just got this email last night, and when I read it, I had to reread it 3 or 4 times to make sure that what I was reading was real. Okay, so I got an email from a guy named Carl. And I'm not going to give you his last name because that may be revealing too much information. He said, hey, really like your YouTube videos. Been following them for a long time. Love the quality and content. I wanted to reach out to you because we are in the process of launching our own platform and ICO. To see if you would be interested in partnering up and being one of our exclusive influencers. Of course, this is a great opportunity. Let me know if you're interested so we can discuss further. Blank blank, which is the name of the ICO and company, and I can only say blank blank because I haven't signed anything with them and I don't want to disclose any information, is ready and will be launched on the same day as ICO to prove functionality. So my response was yes, I would be interested. This is incredible. Please send me more information. So the gentleman replied and he said, hey Joseph, yeah, sure. Here's a link to the website and the white papers. I suggest you sign up and check out the dashboard as well. So I got those links. Let me know your thoughts. And I replied, absolutely. So I have been given the honor and privilege of vetting a potentially new ICO, new company coming onto the market. As soon as I can give you guys more information and more detail, I will do so. Guys, keep your thinking caps on. Stay crypto, stay safe. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. You know, one of the things I'm going to be doing in the next few weeks is I'm going to be creating some really cool artwork, put them on some t-shirts, and I'm going to do some giveaways. So I'll be sending out my exclusive artwork that will be on t-shirts to those individuals who help grow the channel. And I'll create a video talking about that. One of the things that I'll do is I'll send you a t-shirt with my exclusive artwork on it. I'm not talking about me on a shirt. I'm talking about some other stuff, some cool ideas that I have in my head. I'm gonna put them down on t-shirts. They are all pertaining to you know, cryptocurrency, the blockchain, hashgraph and stuff like that. And one of the ways I'm going to do these giveaways is the individual who can help get the most subscribers from their circle to subscribe to my channel. No matter where you are in the world, I will send you an exclusive Blockchain Joe official design t-shirt. I'm going to eventually do caps, t-shirts, maybe even some hoodies. You guys will probably be able to get to vote on the artwork and say, hey, we like this artwork better. Can you produce this type of shirt or this type of hoodie with that particular artwork on it? And then you guys get to receive these items, all this swag, based on you helping to grow the channel with subscribers. So I'll announce more about all that stuff later on as the weeks come, and I'll let you guys know what to do. I'm going to create a MailChimp account so I can keep track of all of, I want this channel to be an intimate place where we can come together as friends, as cryptocurrency family members, and we can interact with one another. Again, one of the things I want to do when Electroneum moons and everyone starts enjoying the new wealth created by their investment in Electroneum is to have an annual reunion where we can get together and talk about what's happening in our lives and stuff like that. So this is going to be more than just your regular YouTube channel where you just kind of show up and get content, or every time I post something you get notification. I want this to be a hands-on channel where we you guys are the main thing here, So we're going to create some really cool contests, do some really cool giveaways. Like I said, some really cool swag. Any suggestions you guys have when we start doing that, I would love to hear it. Again, I'm going to create a MailChimp account. I'm going to ask you guys to give me your email addresses so I can reach out to you and stay in touch. I can create polls and figure out what you guys are thinking and what you want. So that way, as I grow and you get to see me growing in the channel, in this cryptocurrency space, the channel grows, I grow, you grow, we grow, and we make this thing just that much more popular and positive. Guys, as always, keep your thinking caps on. It's your boy Blockchain Joe. Stay crypto, my friends. I'm out.